Okay, it's Dante Stoner again, and this is going to be an update of my fire alarm collection. Let's start out with the broken panels. As you can see, I got an SFP10UD. I plan on and there's its power supply, the FLPS7, right there. As you can see, it's a fried panel because of an accident that happened last year, which I was not very happy about, so I had to delay system tests for a little while. So, and I plan on getting a Notifier Fire Warden 50 addressable panel for it. That's what I at least plan on using it because I kind of want to use the Bg-12 LX pull station. And there's the FLPS7 power supply, because one thing I didn't realize that you make your connections up here for your power. And then my other broken panel, which I did receive from a college, and the college teacher accidentally broke it when he ran into a battery accident when he was trying to wire battery backup to it. It's an AFP 200, which therefore, and as you can see there, I do need to get a replacement board for this too. And here is my Notifier AFP 100 addressable fire alarm control panel. This is my only working panel. As you can see, it's not turned on right now because it's not plugged in. And as you can see, there's your interface and your buttons. There's the board where the CPU board and its interface. And then what's on top of it is what's hooked up to it. It's my only addressable pull station. This is a Notifier BGX101L, which correlates to the Firelight Bg-10 LX. This is my only addressable pull station, and it's the recent pull station that I have. So let's move on to the next section. Okay, moving on to the bed, which has all my devices. First up, the pull stations are first. We have two AIM Security Corporation SP2 LPs, double pull, double throw pull stations, which these are conventional, and I just personally do not like how cheaply made the wires are, because they have a tendency of falling out of the pull stations, and I need to get them resoldered or better wires. But they used to be dual action, but obviously I removed the lift handle. So yeah. Next up is a Firelight Bg8, which I still do not have a key for. But I managed to tamper with the lock so I could actually self-reset it by clicking it back in. So that actually worked out for me, and I actually dodged the key operation of resetting it. Yeah, but I don't recommend you try that. But I did disassemble the lock and then reassembled it, and then it works great. 8 for resetting, but I'm pretty sure Firelight does not want me resetting it that way by just pushing it back in place. Next up, we have a Firelight Bg-12. There are two ways you can reset it. You can either open and close it, or open it and flick the switch back up. Doesn't matter. It will reset either way. And Firelight is aware of this, so they will not get mad at you if they catch you opening and closing it, because I literally saw it on their instruction manual, which I have in my Google Drive. Next up, we have a Wheelock RSS 24 MCW. No, wait, RSS 241575W. It is from the 37th week of 1998. I have not just one, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 RSS strobes. Now, moving on. I have two First Alert SA300s, if it will focus it in correctly. It is 9-volt they are 9-volt battery powered. I have 2 of these. And next I have a Archer, which is a company that you most likely never heard of. The model number is 275498. It's my first fire alarm bell. It operates on 12 volts. It's a 12 volt. It operates on 6 to 12 volts DC. Next up, I have my Cerberus Pyrotronix, Siemens, Faraday, whatever, MTL S17F. That is the Siemens and Cerberus Pyrotronix model number for it. Faraday has its own model number. I can't remember what it is. But it is a multi-tone horn strobe. And next we have a Wheelock Mt4 24 LSM, part of the MT series. It is also multi-tone. It's a non-ADA compliant notification appliance. Next up, we have a system sensor Mass ADA. The model number on this is Mass 2415 ADA. The strobe, it has a busted strobe. It is not broken externally. It is broken internally, therefore it does not work. And I actually got that way, which is very unfortunate. Next up, we have a System Sensor S2415 Spectraler Classic Remote Strobe, a System Sensor P241575 Spectraler Classic 1575 Candela Horn Strobe. Next up, we have a System Sensor PC2WH High Candela Ceiling Mount Spectraler Advanced Horn Strobe. And next up, we have a System Sensor P1224MCPW Spectraler Classic Horn Strobe Multi-Candela. Next up, we have a System Sensor H1224 Spectraler Classic Remote Horn. It runs on both 12 volts and 24 volts, much like my P1224 MCPW. Next up, we have a Kid A P3010B. It is a voice alarm, smoke alarm that actually is a 10-year sealed lithium battery, so it's built in. And it actually talks like a speaker strobe would when it's on a voice evac system. Next up, we have 2 Genesis covers, Edwards Genesis covers for backup covers. The next thing you know, we have an Edwards G4WA S2VMA speaker strobe for mass notification, intended for private mode. Next up, we have that's not technically just one alarm, it's 2. This is a Edwards G4S7VM Genesis speaker strobe, which it is the infamous incorrect design one, which due to its mass notification like design, which I believe it's pretty sure why it does not meet UL listing requirements, because like the correctly designed ones do, because you can see there's no, if you'll focus it in right, there is no UL listing on it, along with a Edwards G4EWF-C strobe expansion plate. Next up, we have a Edwards ceiling mount high fidelity Genesis speaker strobe for mass notification. It is a GCHFWN S2VMA. And next up, we have an Edwards. This is an Edwards first generation Genesis, rebranded by ADT. Model number on this is ADT G1F HOV75 on a Edwards G1T-Fire trim plate that allows you to mount it on a double gang or 4-inch back box. So it's a very universal. You can also mount on a single gang if you want to. Next up, I have an Edwards G1RF HDVM Genesis. And there's one problem I am facing with this unit is that it does work, but the horn it does not, unfortunately, it does not project to its proper decibel output for some reason. It worked fine when I first tested it, which was off camera, but then it started it started acting funny when I plugged it into my panel, and then a couple tests after that, it started getting quiet. The strobe works fine, but the horn just does not put out the proper decibel output. Does not project that to its proper decibel output. Next up, we have an Edwards EG1 HD Genesis remote horn. This is an Edwards G1F HD Genesis remote horn. And we have an Edwards Genesis ceiling mount remote strobe for mass notification. Model number on this is GCWA VMHA. And then this guy looks exactly similar to my two Edwards Genesis speaker strobes. This is actually a low frequency sounder strobe, which puts out a sound, a 520 hertz sound that is designed to wake up people with hearing problems, or just the hearing impaired, any of the hearing impaired, whenever it's actually deaf people, or just people that are intoxicated in drugs or alcohol that couldn't wake up. So it's really useful. It's one of NFPA's recent codes. Next up, we have a Simplex 4903-9417 first generation Truler horn strobe. It's smart sync. So next up, we have my Simplex 4906-9131 multi-Candela Truler weatherproof horn strobe. This is my first weatherproof device. And next up we have a Simplex 4905-9938 synchronization module. This controls smart sync devices like these two Trulers right here. Next up, I have my here's this miscellaneous stuff on these two. This is a piezo horn that I've had for such a long time from an electric kit. I use this in System Test 6 of Season 1. And next up, I got this isolated headlight flasher system used in police cars. Doesn't really revolve around fire alarms, but I chose to include it for the sake of the gag. Next up, I have Johnson Controls 2551J photoelectric smoke detector, addressable. I have my Johnson Controls addressable smoke detector, heat detector base. And I have my Johnson Controls 1551J ionization smoke detector. And next up, I have a Johnson Controls 5551JR heat detector, addressable, which are also addressable, but unfortunately they're not compatible with my AFP 100 addressable system, which you see before you right there. So that concludes my entire fire alarm collection. Anyways, see you later. Thank you for watching.